Good morning, Denver, surrounding Colorado area, and to all our Broncos fans abroad. I'm Devin, and you're watching Breakfast with the Broncos on Buffet Sports.
Uh, yeah, okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie Beeman. Classic like Dom singing. Blasting like bombs ringing.
What's up, turds? We're back. Throw it over to Walk Talk Devin. Let's go.
Welcome back. Walk Talk episode 5, 6, one of the two. It's been a little bit, so we're going to jump into the schedule that got released for the Broncos, make some predictions on that, and then we might make some predictions for Bo Nix rookie season 2. So let's hop back to the desk. Let's talk about it. Sorry, I just realized I was slurring half my words. I am sober, but it is hot and I decided to wear a long sleeve shirt. It's cloudy hot, which is worse. Anyways,
Episode 6, 5, I don't know. It's been like 2 weeks. Golly, my chair is... You hear that? Oh my goodness. It's unnecessary. Anyways, it's been like 2 weeks and I missed this. Not that anyone cares that it's been 2 weeks, but I miss talking about the Broncos. So let's just jump straight into the schedule. I'll throw it up here. Yeah, here. Why not? We'll put it right here. The schedule. Everything in orange is home. Everything in blue is away. And then our bye week is white. It also says bye. Gosh. Okay, so where's week 1? Oh, it says it. I have special needs, I think. Week 1, Raiders at home. Wait, before we get into this, I'm going to try and go to a Broncos game this year. I don't know which one I want to go to. Obviously, it depends on which one's the most expensive. I imagine the Commanders game is going to be pretty cheap early on in the year. But I'd like to see Bo Nix this year. That would be fun. So I'm going to try and make it out to a game. If I do, I'll see if I can. I'll do my best to take you guys with me. There's a possibility, no promises, but there's a possibility that Olzano might be here too. Point is, I want to get out to a Broncos game. Let me know, the 3 people that will comment, what game I should go to. Obviously, the schedule's up here, so we're going to go through the games. I think Commanders might end up being the cheapest. Raiders would be kind of fun. KC is going to be off the hook expensive. It might be fun to go to the Patriots game. See Drake May 2 for 1. I don't know if he's even playing by then. But enough dilly-dallying. Let's talk about the schedule. So week 1, Raiders. Now we go on a 2-week road stretch. First game is against the Dolphins. And is this the right schedule? It's not the right schedule. I gotta scrap this whole thing. I filmed 5 minutes of this before I realized that I had the wrong schedule up. So we're gonna do it over again. I think, right? This is the right one. The right one's gonna go here. We'll put it right here. Okay? Everything I said in the beginning still stands. Gosh. Hold on. Itchy. Can't focus. Found it. Jeez, oh Pete. Just one of those days. Broncos Seahawks week 1. This is I don't know how to predict this game, because the Seahawks could be good. They've got all the weapons, and hopefully Geno Smith returns to Geno Smith of 2 years ago, for Geno's sake. And I think this is a loss, even though they've got a new coaching staff. It feels like a loss just because they do have the weapons, they have a decent defense, and our offense is going to be pretty shambles. By the way, PFF graded our roster the worst in the league, 32 out of 32. Week 2, Steelers versus Broncos. Russ, homecoming. He is 0 for 2. 0 for 1. He's played for one other franchise. 0 for 1 in return games. I don't know. The Steelers have a good defense. We're going to be a mess on offense to start the year off, probably. And I guess we'll see what Russell Wilson looks like in a Steelers uniform. Maybe it's Justin Fields. It's probably Russell Wilson. But a little bit of oh my gosh. For Sean Payton, it's a revenge game. He's going to do everything in his power to make sure Russ is uncomfortable. And coming off of just having him for a year, he knows what makes Russ uncomfortable. So I'm sure that it'll be a closer game than we think, but ultimately we'll probably end up losing. So starting the year off 0-2. Next, we got the Broncos versus the Bucks versus Baker Mayfield. Mike Evans decided to stay with the Bucks, so probably another L starting the year off 0-3. Ooh. Yeah, that's an L. I don't see a world where we're competing offensively this early in the year. Broncos versus Jets now. Broncos at Jets. 0-4. This is barring Aaron Rodgers is healthy, hopefully, fingers crossed. I know everyone is rooting for him to be bad, but I do want to see him have one good year, and it would be fun to see the Jets be good once in our lives. This will probably be the shot. So probably 0-4 here with Aaron Rodgers back healthy and that incredible defense that the Jets have. Raiders at Broncos. Week 5. Gardner Minshew, Max Crosby, rookie quarterback. They have all the pieces to be a really good team, the Raiders. And I feel like they'll take a step forward with Gardner because it is better than Aiden O'Connell. On the same note, though, it's Gardner Minshew. And was it 1 year of Minshew magic? I guess we'll see. I still think it's a loss here. Like I said, the Raiders have all the pieces to be a really good team. So starting the year off 0-5. Chargers at Broncos in week 6. This is a winnable game here. The Chargers completely dismantled their entire team. And here in week 6, we all know they're pretty much a Khalil Mack injury, rolled ankle away from being terrible. Justin Herbert is obviously one of the best talent-wise quarterbacks we have in the league, but hasn't shown it in the wins column. Certainly has had some good seasons, but we saw the Jags game. We've seen the past few seasons. I don't expect the Chargers to be good, and I think this is a winnable game. And in week 6, I'm going to say that we get our first win against the Chargers on the back of a good Bo Nix game. I think this will be his coming out party. If he's not already starting, this might be the week where he does. And if he is already starting, like I said, coming out party, if this is his first week, he might dazzle us. So week 6, first win for the Broncos. Broncos versus Saints, another revenge game for Sean Payton in a bittersweet kind of way. Hard to say here. I think it's dependent on who's playing quarterback. If we are coming off of the back of a Bo Nix dazzle game, we'll say, I could see this being a win. Derek Carr is uncomfortable at best in New Orleans. What are we going to get from their receiver core? Will Alvin Kamara be on the field? Who knows? But I'm going to say, just based on Sean Payton coaching and in my mind, Bo Nix's coming out party in the prior week, this is a win. So we'll grab this 2-4 in week 6. Week 7, Panthers at Broncos. We got I don't know here. This one feels like a win. It feels like the Broncos are at least better than the Panthers, but I don't know. Bryce Young, we'll see where he's at. I unfortunately don't see him taking a leap, but anything can happen in the NFL on any given Sunday, as we saw the Broncos give up 70 to the Miami Dolphins last year. So Will Adam Thielen be the same guy he was last year? He was really good through the front half of the season and then tapered off with the rest of the team. So I think this is we're on a 3-game win streak here. I'm going to go ahead and give this one to the Broncos. We're now 3-4, approaching 500, but we see the Ravens in week 8. And this is going to be an absolute blowout. It's in Baltimore, and Lamar Jackson is just going to tear us to shreds. And they're probably going to have a healthy running back, Derrick Henry. So they're going to be a really scary team, and we're going to get gorilla, for a lack of better terms. So 3-5. There goes our hopes of getting back to 500. Broncos versus Chiefs. This is another loss. I don't think we pull off a miracle upset like we did last year, especially if a rookie quarterback is playing at this point, or really any of the quarterbacks at this point are under center. So playing the Falcons here, assuming Kirk is healthy at this point, it should be an L for us. 3-7 in week 10. Bijan should be play a bigger role this year. Kyle Pitts hopefully is more involved in the offense, just for NFL fans in general. Seeing a guy that has so much talent just kind of rot away. Drake London had some moments last year, and it's Kirk Cousins. If it's not a Sunday night game or a standalone game, then he's great, and it's at 2:05 on a Sunday. So I expect him to be on top of his shit. Browns Broncos. This is another skull. That defense is way too good, and even if Deshaun Watson is half of what he should be, it's not going to be a close game. That defense alone could probably put up 14 points against a rookie or young quarterback. So 3-11 is, I think, where we're at this point. I'll have everything up here if I'm wrong. Colts Broncos. This might be a close game just because we're probably going to see Anthony Richardson. Who knows where he's going to be at, if he is going to be healthy. They don't have a miracle backup quarterback this year in Gardner. But if he is healthy, what is he going to be like at this point in the year? Anthony Richardson, that is. I think this is a close game. I'm leaning towards the Colts here. So I'm gonna stick with my gut here, and it's gonna be a loss for the Broncos. Broncos Chargers. I think we sweep here. It's in LA later in the year in December. Nice switch up of warmth for later in the year, and it'll be welcome for sure. So I'm gonna go Broncos sweep the Chargers this year in the division. Win for the Broncos. And then we have Broncos Bengals, and this is going to be another mess of a game where we're just getting destroyed the whole way through. Yeah, not liking our chances here. This is another L for the Broncos. And then finally, last game of the year, Chiefs Broncos. I'm going to throw us a bone here, and just because I have a feeling the Chiefs are going to coast in the regular season again, and it'll come down to a weird, really important game at the end of the year, and maybe the Broncos, just for the hell of it, kind of rally and cap the year off with a big win to give us hope going into the 2025 season. So I'm gonna go Broncos win here. I'm delusional, of course, there's no question about it, but Broncos win. All right, now let's open up the record book for the Broncos for rookie quarterbacks and make some predictions for Bo Nix rookie season. This is going on the assumption I'm going to say that he comes onto the scene in somewhere between week 4 to 6. I think Jared Stidham will probably start the year, but Bo Nix won't be too far behind. So let me crack open the record book for rookie quarterbacks for the Broncos, and we'll get to some predictions. All right, we'll start with passing yards, because why not? And let's see. The number one, it looks like, is Mikey Slaughter in 1963 with passing yards, 1,689 passing yards. 2 is John Elway with 1,663. And then Marilyn Briscoe, a bunch of guys in the 60s. And then Drew Lock heads up the group at number 5 with 1,020. And Jay Cutler is the kind of last notable name here with 1,001. I guess Tebow's in there, but he had 654. So not too high of expectations, to be completely honest. With Bo Nix, in my mind, coming in at week 4 -1 with the bye week. So 14 games, let's say he's playing. Can he pass for 1,700 yards? We'll just call it even. Over 14 games, about 121 over 14 games. And no, I'm wrong. That's 13 games. Either way, that doesn't seem that crazy. If he's playing anything over 12 games, 1,700 yards in today's league where it's so pass happy, I feel good about that. I would take the over there. This is assuming, again, that Bo Nix is playing somewhere between week 4 to 6. I think he can get it done. I think he can break that rookie record. Next up, let's look at touchdowns. Okay, it's not that. These records are pretty attainable for a rookie quarterback. Marlon Briscoe is number 1 on the all-time rookie touchdown passing board with 14 in 68. Mikey Slaughter it has 12 in 1963. Jay Cutler has 9. Drew Lock 7. John Elway 7. Tebow 7. So going on the assumption that he's playing he's playing about 12 games, can he go over 14? Russell Wilson was not too high above that last year. And quarterback play was just down in general. There was a lot of injuries last year too. I'm going to say you have a couple games where you go for, 2 or 3. I think you get it done. 15 is not a high mark. And especially for how accurate he is of a passer. And if the run game is better this year, there's going to be more opportunities to have that deception in the red zone with play action or RPOs to where it opens up some options for Bo Nix in the red zone. And of course, we've got the amazing red zone targeting, Courtland Sutton. If that continues into this year, I think he can get it done. 15 touchdowns, that doesn't seem too lofty for me. So I think I feel safe in saying if Bo Nix is playing in somewhere in the realm between week 4 and 6, if he's not starting already, and if Sean Payton doesn't pull him in the middle of the year, which I don't foresee. He's got Sean Payton's a rational human being, a rational coach, to where I think both the rookie passing yards record and passing touchdown record could be broken this year. I've got high hopes individually for Bo Nix, but not for the team as a whole. We went through all of our draft picks. I'm really looking forward to seeing Troy Franklin. I think that's a huge piece, and we might see some really fun moments. Lil Jordan Humphrey, I'm oddly excited to see what he can offer coming into this year. Marvin Mims hopefully will play a bigger role. Courtland Sutton will continue his role, and maybe we'll get a little spark from Tim Patrick. If you're a Broncos fan, this receiver room is sort of exciting, sort of promising, because it's anyone's room to be the number. Well, not anyone's room. Courtland's the number 1 by default, but who's the 2? Who will be taking over in that Courtland Sutton role in the coming years, depending on what happens with his contract. And also, we have no idea if he's going to get a contract rewrite done before the season starts, to where there isn't going to be a holdout or we don't trade him. So who knows? Could this be the first year of some faces that will be household names in 5 years in the NFL? Who knows? Audric Estime, of course, I'm interested in seeing, talking about the offensive side of the ball. And am I missing anybody? Devon Valet, he's old. Could he make an impact right away? I don't know. So a lot of question marks, just a ton of question marks across the board. It's certainly a wide open offensive. You perform, you're going to have the job. There's not going to be any sort of bias, I don't think, within the Broncos on the offensive side of the ball of this guy's, been with us forever outside of Cortland Sutton, so we need to give him snaps. I think it's going to be pretty much you perform, you win your job. So there it is. Broncos end the year, I think it's somewhere in the realm of like 4-13. I had them. I'll have it here. And then Bo Nix is going to break some rookie passing records for the Broncos. All right. I'm Devin, and you're watching Breakfast with the Broncos on Buffet Sports. If you want to see more of me or of us, you can catch us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at buffet.sports. We post every day, if not twice a day, and we have long form coming out every day but Thursday. That's our rest day. So catch you on the flip side.